Hi, and welcome to Anne-Marie's Workshop. My name is Anne-Marie, and I love to make things with joy. If you like to make things with joy or watch people make things with joy, you are in the right place. Please like, subscribe, and share. This video is another anatomy of a make. I am making Pattern Fantastique's Harmonic Twin Set. If you want to be intrigued by an interesting pattern, please check out this pattern company. I have made several items by them and each one has been interesting. I will include a few around here. But this twin set sparked something in me that wanted to make it reversal. Now, let me tell you what the initial inspiration was to decide to make this outfit reversible, because since then I have made it single layer. But when I was in Ping's, minding my own business, I found this beautiful purple material that was like a polyester blend, and it kind of gave the feeling of shetang silk, like raw silk. And so then I found this beautiful green, like a leaf green, and I bought the two of them. And then later in the month, I found it came in black. And so I had these three fabrics, these three colors, and I thought, oh, this would be great to do the harmonic set. But then I couldn't figure out whether I wanted to do the black or whether I wanted to do the purple. And I decided, you know what? I'm gonna make both and then have them for different occasions because it is a shirt and a blouse and a skirt. But when I went back, there was no more green. And so I sat there and I thought, oh, there's no more green. And I was like, reversible. But I didn't know how I was gonna do it because that wave in the skirt is amazing. But I thought, how are you gonna make that reversible? So I put it in the cooker and I waited and I waited. And one morning I woke up and said, oh, I'm just gonna sew them on the inside and do this and that. Not so simple. Okay, so don't fret. If you are interested in a sew along, one is coming on Saturday. This is just the anatomy of some of the things I did in order to make this outfit come out so spectacular. So here's the PDF pattern. I bought it online and I pieced it together. And so let's talk about the top first. Now this top has this amazing keyhole shape to it, absolutely beautiful. And so how I made this is I cut out all the pattern pieces in both the black and the purple, except for these main body pieces, the top of the sleeve, the front and back body pieces, and the top, front and back of the skirt. Now, in order to make it accessible, both colors, the black and the purple, to be accessible to the green, I had to do certain things. So when I cut out the pattern pieces to make this beautiful neckline, I knew that I was going to be stitching it in place on one side, turning it around, and then top stitching, so you can see where I had to hand stitch. So it is stitched on the lavender side, well, purple. Purple. It's stitched on one side, and then it's hand stitched on the other side. All right, and I elected to make the band green because I couldn't decide on black or purple. So that is one of the tricks I did. I stitched the purple band in place. Okay, hold on. I stitched the neckline in place, including the tie. Then I stitched the purple band to the green and then turned it inside and hand stitched the black in place on the outside. So right there, that is why I have that duality right there. So that's the first thing I did. Now, on the green part, or the main parts of this dress, this top and this skirt, I used my French seams. I do have a video showing how to do a French seam. I will link that above. But I did the full French seam, as in I stitched it, trimmed it, turned it inside out, pressed it, and then stitched down the seam. So that way either side looks like it's finished, including the sleeve. All right, so that's how I was able to have duality. Now, usually when I do a garment that is double-sided, it's two different garments attached together. This was kind of the first one I did where I was sharing the main body fabric, and then the accents were the parts that were dual colors. So that meant that this blouse has a dart, has breast darts. So I had to find a way to stitch down those darts to make it seem like it was part of the design. And that helped. The fact that it was French seamed and all this top stitching made it seem that the stitching on the darts that's exactly how it was supposed to be. Now let's move down to these beautiful seams. Now let's move down to these beautiful sleeves. Now, this sleeve is first stitched without this ruching here. It's first stitched in a harmonic fashion. All right, so that means I had to stitch both fabrics at the same time. I sandwiched in the green and then turned it inside out, and the black was on one side and the green is on the other side. I show you exactly how I do that in the sew along video that's coming out on Saturday. But so on this side, the green is sandwiched in between the waves of the black and the purple. I sandwiched them together and stitched along, and then turned them inside after I trimmed. Turned them inside out, and pressing was essential. These curves will give you the blues if you do not press them. All right. And then the last thing I made was these cuffs. I think these are so beautiful. It's kind of a ruched effect. There is a band of elastic here, a band of elastic here, and a band of elastic here, and the sleeve is so large that when you put the elastic in, you get this beautiful cuff. Now, what's so beautiful about this design is the same effect that is used on these cuffs is used on the waistband of the skirt, and I'll show you that now. Now, this beautiful skirt had an unbelievable pocket that was included in the design. I'll show you it right here. See these pockets right here? I was unable to accommodate for them when I made it reversible, so I had to lose the pockets because I couldn't find a way to have pockets on both sides. I mean, I think I could have, but it wasn't appealing to me because in order for those pockets to exist, they sit at the top of this last gather, and I wasn't going to be able to accommodate that on both sides. So, but going along with that ruched, semi-ruched idea, I took away, this is supposed to have there should be a third pattern of ruching here, but because I'm short-waisted, I thought it was too much, so I only did 2 of them. If you're long-waisted or have that small waist, the third one would be absolutely beautiful, but it wasn't for me, so I removed that. So the pocket is gone, and 1 row of this ruching is gone, and the ruching is simply done, let me stretch it out for you, is just 1 row of elastic here. I can't remember what this measurement, it looks like 1 1/4 inches. Another set of elastic here and that. Believe it or not, the pulling the elastic through on this skirt is the hardest part of making this dress because you feel like you are pushing through forever. Now, I wanted to show you an up-close sample of what I was doing in order to allow for it to have this double-sided wave, because on the cuff I couldn't show you, but I can show you on this part. As you can see, the purple wave and the black wave line up with the green wave, and I sandwiched the green wave in between. I hope you can see a little bit of the green peeking through. All right, so when I stitch them, and you have to go very slowly and make sure you don't make any mistakes. So when I stitch them, the green is sandwiched between the two, and you can see there's a stitching line. Here is the green. I can barely show it to you. I trimmed it really close. Green, and then here is the black. And then when you're finished, they're both enclosed, and the purple is on one side, and the black is on the other. All right. Now also on this waistband, let me pull it so you can see. When I made my casings, because this is one layer of fabric, this is not double-sided. It's not two layers, it's one. One side has the fold over to complete the casing, and one side doesn't. So this is a big fold over, tuck under, stitch, 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 waistband. But it is a beautiful effect. Now guys, I'm not recommending this be your first reversible project unless you feel that that is you. This is a little level of crazy. But here's the thing about making reversible clothing. For me, it's an experiment to see if it can be done, if there's a reason to do it, or if there's no reason to do it, just feel like doing it. And like I said, in most cases, if you make two garments and you sandwich them together and they're reversible, if it doesn't work out for you and you don't like the effect, maybe the fabrics don't match, the weight doesn't match, you don't like how it looks on you, it's too hot, that can happen. You can take them apart, put the facings back in, and now you've got two outfits. So that's always wonderful. I suggest for you that if you are going to make something reversible, make it something you enjoy and that you love. Now remember, the sew along for this video is coming out on Saturday. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you've enjoyed making reversible clothing. We are close to the end of our challenge. If you have not turned anything in to Instagram under Anne Marie's Workshop, please do so now because it's almost time. So next week, I believe Thursday, I'm not sure, at the very end of the challenge, I will be doing a live on Instagram. I'm going to put it at 7 o'clock Eastern, and I'm going to swish around in the jar and pull out names for the 16 prizes that I have. All right. Thank you so much for coming along for my journey of challenging reversible challenges. I can't wait to see what everybody has done, and we will see you real soon. Take care. Keep sewing.